Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. The PTU 3.6.0 is now out with various updates and additions, but we are still on Wave 2 PTU, so it's not open to everyone yet. It's just open to Ivakari and the concierge and subscribers and a selection of the most dedicated testers and issue council members and people that have played the game a lot. But let's take a look at the patch notes and how the patch is performing currently. Feature update wise, if a player disconnects while holding a mission item, they will now drop it, so other people can complete that mission, especially if they're on counter missions and that sort of stuff, so you don't just have someone disappearing with the item that you were trying to get from them when you killed them or whatever. They've lowered the damage of the Kesar Scalpel Sniper Rifle. Various material colour updates have been made for the Vanguard as well. Bug fix wise, they fixed an issue where players would be unable to buy multiple commodities at once, which is a really good and useful thing. Players should now be able to purchase optics directly from the shelf in shops and not just from the kiosks. Mission spawned AI should now correctly acquire targets and not twitch when out of range, which is, again, going towards fixing the AI. The Terrapin's thrusters have been flared out slightly so they don't intersect when not in VTOL. VoIP audio widgets should no longer overlap in the chat interface. Scanning a ship filled with cargo should now provide the player with a more complete list of information. They fixed an issue that pushed the player off an elevator when attempting to enter the constellation from EVA. They fixed a bug causing delivery boxes to be storable in characters' pockets, which was interesting. You could just literally stow them. Security ships no longer are displayed with hostile pirate colours, so they're no longer always red. They fixed the counter-hack mission spam and updated the mission info. That was probably the largest blocker in the last patch and was causing a lot of knock-on problems. AI security ships should no longer spawn behind the player during scan interdiction, and they fixed 2 server crashes and 3 client crashes. There's still a load of known listed issues at the moment. Dropping the hacking chip on a planet's surface can cause it to fall through the ground. Entering a no-fly zone in hover mode can get you stuck. There's a significant amount of performance problems with first-person frame rate reduction apparently is occurring quite widespread. Textures will display across the visor on some helmets. Escort NPCs fly in circles and never reach their destination. Players have to accept and reset the character customizer at each game entry, which is not ideal, obviously. Ship HUDs do not properly update with landing gear changes. The cargo lift elevator of the Reclaimer might move in the wrong direction. AI ships have unintended wing wobble behavior. NPCs' beacons sometimes are unable to find a safe spawning position and fail to generate. And general proximity chat sometimes doesn't work when first logging in or returning from a direct call. So that's obviously a list that they're trying to work through. Typically what they'll do is just before like a live build or open PTU build, they have this larger list of bugs that are generated after they've got all the features they want in and sort of like dialed in. And then they fix this big list of bugs all at once. Obviously some of these might be blockers for testing and that sort of stuff, so they will work on them before that. From playing, there's some other bits and bobs as well. The launch party and some of the party feature functions are broken or not working very well. This is a majority priority problem for me anyway, and I'm really surprised it hasn't already been addressed. That said, as long as it's addressed before live, that's the main thing. I want to easily be able to jump into a party with other people and launch the game with them, be able to join them easily. Hover mode, especially in larger ships, is a bit hellish still for landing. Hover mode needs to be tweaked. So I've got a bit more used to it now with controlling my velocity control and acceleration control. So mouse wheel and right alter mouse wheel. Using that and X and space brake, you can get some semblance of being able to land, and as long as you land quickly, when you've sort of like over the right space, it's fine. But if you're trying to hover around a planet, or try and use the hover and VTOL systems for anything but very quick landing, I find it quite annoying. And then when you're trying to land in like an enclosed space, in like a hangar on Area 18 or something, your ship can just like turn and pivot and move around just seemingly randomly in different directions. It's not great. It needs a bit more dialing in, that's for sure. I like the general idea of it. I like the idea that ships feel a bit heavier, but it needs a lot more sort of like, a lot more balance, a lot more dialing in. For example, when I was flying around in a prospector, trying to hover around rocks while you're trying to mine from them can be really, really problematic, because you just suddenly turn or pivot or do something odd that it isn't the behavior you want with your ship. However, I have found that landing while with the prospector now is obviously very useful when you're on a moon or a planet and mining. You just land there. Then you don't have the problem with VTOL just moving you around randomly. Broken leg bugs still seem to be in the game at the moment on planets and moons, typically. It's not all the time, it's a lot less than it used to happen to me, but obviously you don't want to just sort of like randomly die because you've walked out of your ship. Security interdictions are currently set to incredibly high. You can get quantum interdicted multiple times on a single route. Now, this is probably because they're testing it, but it's obviously something that I wouldn't want constantly in the game. I don't mind being quantum interdicted once every, 3 or 4 quantum travels when I'm traveling to a major hub, but I don't want to just be constantly taken out of quantum travel and scanned. And sometimes you don't know if it's pirates or not. At least they've actually sorted out the colours of police now, so that you can see they're probably not hostile or whatever, and they're not always red. But there's an issue with like larger ships as well when you get quantum interdicted by security that want to scan you. If you're sort of like moving too fast when you come out of quantum, you're going to go well beyond the area that they want you to stay within before they finish scanning you, before you can stop, and you'll get a criminal rating. So there's a lot going on with that needs to be worked out. Economy-wise, for 3.6, the cargo and economy changes are seemingly, to me anyway, they look like they're balanced for the more final intentions of the game, or later intentions, rather than the needs of the game now. I think that it would be hard to leverage the size of a cargo hauler to make a good amount of money now. There's risk and time spent for little reward. So if they want to up the risk-reward sort of aspect of that, great. I want there to be places where I can flog all of my cargo easily, even if it's just for a small profit, but also do much more riskier cargo runs. Yeah, they're certainly going to be experimenting with lots of stuff in the PTU at the moment, so I suspect that we will have a lot more to do in the live build, but I just, at the moment, they've made some good changes to the economy. I didn't like the artificial 1-minute timers and stuff like that, but there's a way to go still with that. Ship repair and hydrogen fuel costs as well are extremely high at the moment. I'm not sure if that's an intentional change, or if they're just testing some stuff out, or what. There are a good few blockers and issues with the current PTU patch that need to be resolved before 3.6 goes live, but it's certainly nearing a state that could go out to open PTU. If they get some of these major blockers sort of fixed for the weekend, then we could have open PTU for the weekend. Most likely, once they've solved the sort of like major performance issues, I would expect that they'd want to test and dial in the patch with sort of like more stress testing, which would be the reason they open it up to wider PTU. But what do you think at the moment? Are you playing in the latest PTU patch? Have you had a good experience? Have you had bad experiences? I'm having a lot of stability, but I'm not having the best performance when it comes to frame rates. They are certainly down, and in certain areas that I've seen hitching and stuff occurring like they used to back in the day. I mean, performance is significantly better than anything we had around 3.0 era, and is still reasonably good in most locations, but there's a significant dip in frame rates, and there is problems in certain areas. But what's your experiences with that? Are you excited for the 3.6 going live at some point? Are you disappointed with the delay that we've had? Do you think that these sort of delays will have a knock-on effect for more delays in the future? Or do you think they will catch their breath and just go back to more strict sort of like date-released patches where they'll go, well, it's not going to be ready for then, so we'll cull these sort of features out of it so that we can definitely release on time, and maybe have a 3.6.1 or 3.7.1 patch to fill in those blanks. What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Every month we have a ship giveaway. July is no different. We have an 890 jump to give away, donated by My Radar, who make a free weather app available for iOS, Android, and other mobile devices besides. They also have the Moons of Crusader and their services displayed in their app for Star Citizen, which is mega cool. And they are adding even more moons. Coming soon as well are the planets of Hurston and ArcCorp. Check out that app in the links below. I am still shilling for Shadow and NordVPN. So Shadow, that allows you to have a high-spec gaming and Windows 10 environment subscription service streamed to any device, old PC, laptop, phone, that sort of stuff. It's great for Star Citizen and any other modern game, and for people that want a Windows 10 sort of environment on the go. They do keep on updating their software and their hardware, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, I use NordVPN, which is a really useful VPN for security, privacy, or accessing websites more easily. It also has a lot of advantages over free VPN services, and it is still mega cheap. I use the code BoredGamer for Shadow or NordVPN to get a discount. Thank you for your continued support and love, especially from Robert Johnston, Huntress, Dalamars, Vamprist, Gear Khan, Cat Astrus Mega, Andy Green, Mill, and Snarky. You guys and girls are not just the best, but you're also my executive producers for the month of July, and you've gone beyond all possible sense financially in supporting the channel, so genuinely thank you very much. It is amazingly appreciated. If you do have any questions or ideas for content, organizations you want me to check out, or just want me to say hi to you, or you want to say hi, leave a comment below and I will try and read it and get back to you. Also, feel free to check out my Discord and my Reddit and my Facebook page and my Instagrams. I know lots of stuff down below if you're interested in any of that. But whatever, take care, guys, and I'll see you in the verse.